Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
Chomping chalupas, welcome to Fumble Through!
Fumble Through!
A podcast that always tests its 9-volt batteries on its tongue. Welcome back, wonderful people. We are once again here in the Fumble Factory, ready to celebrate the joy of another episode with these wonderful fumblers. That's right, I said celebrate. Why are we celebrating? I'm not sure, but every day that I'm here with you guys, that's a chance for us to rejoice. And speaking of a man who would love to be married to a woman named Joyce, especially if it's his mum.
What's a chalupa?
What? A chalupa is a type of Mexican food.
I'm right. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're wanting to hear more about these socials and things you want us to do. So, get on there, send us a post us a picture, draw us a picture, yell at Justin, whatever.
Take a Polaroid.
Yeah, take some pictures of your games. I'm still loving the idea that people are sending through pictures of their minis, of their games, of their game tables, of the natural one. I think we need to have a whole dedicated area just for the natural. You roll the natural one, you take a picture of it, you take a picture of the reaction.
That's what my family portraits are.
You with a natural one.
They are natural ones.
We also have been streaming on Twitch.
Oh, we have been
on
too.
twitch.tv/fumblethrough. So make sure you follow us on there and subscribe when we are affiliated.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, doing a bit of everything.
It's a bit of fun, that.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone that has already been talking to us.
Yeah, it's been very cool. So, you know what I really like about that is that Lindsay didn't even bite when I said that thing about Joyce.
Yeah, it was good.
No,
I enjoyed it because I went to do it myself and I was
yeah.
like, no, hang on, it's been done. I can't double down.
Yeah.
Get down there. I'm not sure he heard it.
No, I did.
Oh, yeah.
He's zen about it
It's
now.
kind of been
His New
this
Year's
thing, right?
resolution.
It's been months.
No, this is the issue, right? Because I call her mum at home to the kids.
Yeah.
It's happening all the fucking time. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to wear it for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What do you call her when the kids aren't there?
Mum.
Madame.
When are the kids not there?
Thank you, madam. May I have another?
Yeah. Mum I'd like sexy time with.
Joyce.
Oh, actually, you can have Joyce and rejoice.
Ah, excellent.
There. Anyway, it's got really uncomfortable real early today.
Today we have a brew.
I haven't even gotten through all my spiel.
Oh, go on then.
I know. Well, we can do the brew.
Well, the brew is from 3 kilometres away from where we're recording.
Another
This is
brewing-
brewed in Yurongpilly in Queensland, not that far from where we record.
Ooh.
It is from the Helios Brewing Company, and we are
Helios.
drinking a red rye ale called
red rye.
the Goddess. And I like to read the back of the can with a nod to Aphrodite. This seductive red ale is an ode to a true goddess with unrestrained use of American hops, a hint of spiciness from the
American
rye.
hops.
Aphrodite let us share her beer of the gods.
An Aphrodite.
So I thought that was, and it's a lovely can with a beautiful picture of Aphrodite on it. And also, it's 1.9 standard drinks in a can, this little fella. So it's 6.3%, and will Aphrodite, it's a godly beer.
Do you know what my favourite thing is? I love
looks awesome.
the black can, like even the top of the can.
Yeah.
Is
It
a
does look
black
good.
one.
But and it's got a nice red hint to it, doesn't it? As it comes out.
Red hint.
How are we going? Just pouring this into the beer glasses now.
I was trying to get the pouring sound, but it
My
didn't come through.
my wife's
My wife.
nickname was Rye.
Was it?
Surname Reimer. Yeah, everyone used to call her Rye.
Because she's got...
Surname was Reimer.
Oh, not because
Maiden
she's
name,
got
yeah.
red.
Not because everyone got a rye?
That was dry. That was.
All right.
Sorry,
What
I
is-
can't come up with gold like Joyce.
You'll
At least it's a
You'll get
fucking
there.
name.
You'll get there. Give yourself some time.
At least
Get a few
Joke
more,
is an
a few
actual
more miles on the clock. You'll get there, Lindsay.
He's all right, little fella.
That's what Joyce says.
Oh, all right. Let's
Cheers.
go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Helios Brewing. I might come visit.
Can I get a flake? I look like I got a soft serve at the top of my head.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a bitter one.
It's the rye.
Oh, that is a hopsy beer.
American hops.
That is a hopsy. You could chew on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it is an ale.
I will say, not my favorite style of beer when it's this hopsy.
It is warm.
No, this
Hopsy.
isn't too. I've had some really hoppy. And I know what you mean. Though it's like really unpleasant, and it takes forever to get through it.
I really like the colour,
and
though.
it stays
Very
with
pretty.
you.
Yeah.
It lingers.
Yeah.
The hops lingers.
Oh, it does look good if you hold it up to the light and look through it, though.
Ooh.
Don't look
Oh,
into
it's
the
very
light.
That
red.
second mouthful was much better. Hey,
Because you had just foam for the first mouthful.
true. Yeah, yeah.
If you are a brewing company,
1.9 standard drinks.
I'm also just going to do this. A microphone cord next to your open drink also not a great thing.
That was. That was good.
halfway through, I'm like, are they called brewing companies or are they breweries?
There's a lot of vowels in that brewery company.
There was a lot of knees.
Company.
What were you saying there, little fella?
Oh no!
I've had one of those days.
We did this to you last time as well.
I've had one of those days today,
Fucking brilliant.
though, where, you've come home and you've just done so much your brain stops working. The amount of things that I should know, like where my shoes go and stuff, I'm sitting there, like, holding them. I'm like, what am I doing? But, like, on the way here, Rachel's like, oh, get fuel from this place because it's cheaper.
Do you not have the 7-Eleven app?
Sorry, did
But I
you
went
just
to
say
Rob.
Reg? Like, are you talking to yourself in
No.
do you have an invisible...
Reg.
I'm Reg,
Do you have
yeah.
but you just
I
said
said
Reg.
Rach.
Oh, Rach.
That's my wife.
I
Yeah.
Joyce.
Joyce.
Oh, Joyce.
Yeah.
AKA Joyce.
I'm like, yeah, sure. Go to the totally wrong petrol station, fill up, and shit.
Were you on the train?
But yes, so if you own a brewery or a brewing company
Or even a brewery.
Bruco.
If you make beer,
and want to teach us some things like how to pour a beer properly and all that kind of stuff, then
if you distill
reach out.
whiskey,
If you have a gold farm,
If you make moonshine,
Yeah.
if you own money,
Yes.
if you grow
a
weed,
surplus, an excess.
I will be honest here. Beer's not my favorite drink. Not a big fan of beer.
piss.
I like
it's a bit late to start introducing that fact
I know.
to the beginning of the podcast.
Coke.
it's all right. But
What's your favourite drink then?
Whiskey's my favorite.
Oh,
But
I
I
thought
do
you was gonna say Bacardi
prefer
Breezers,
like
then.
ciders and
Strongbow ciders.
some respect.
ciders,
Spumantis.
ginger beers.
cask of fruity Lexia,
I don't even know what that is.
A good spumanti in the park.
a Nikov.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Nikov, Kirov. Remember Kirov? That was even worse. Oh, yeah.
I
So
have to say, I love this. This is delicious. That first mouthful was a little bit
Yeah,
of a
you-
shock to the palate.
You got hops in the
Yeah.
in the foam, I think.
I've got a feeling this is more down the two of you. Like, I don't know. How are you reacting to this, Lindsay?
That's all right.
It's
yeah.
okay.
It's
I
gone
don't
straight to his
love
head.
it. Like,
But there's not many beers that I really go, this is a great beer. I don't think there's any beer that I'd go, if I had a choice over whiskey or cider, that I'd go
So
straight
were you
to a beer.
bullshitting then for the majority of the podcasts that we've done for the last, I don't know how many weeks?
I wasn't bullshitting. I
Black
was,
hops. Lindsay doesn't like you.
I was
Black Hops,
emphasizing my...
ginger
we love you.
beer.
Yeah. Ginger beer's good. I
It's
was just
beer.
emphasizing
Alcohol.
the things I like. And it was a nice beer. But,
You're such a tween.
Yeah. A
Shut
nice
up.
shandy.
All right, well, we'll pour you in some whiskey beer.
Oh, nice.
is that a thing?
Well,
Well,
it's
you
in
can
that,
get
it's
beer
in that
that's-
song, isn't it?
You can
Oh,
get
I'll have a
God.
whiskey drink and a cider drink.
Put it on that side. I just watched you almost spill your drink while holding it.
You can get whiskey that's been aged in
In
ale barrels.
You
can't
get
and
beer
things like
that's-
that. But can you get beer the other?
Yes,
yeah,
you
can.
definitely
There you go.
can.
Yeah, so you get the hint of
Definitely
whiskey
can.
to it. Yeah.
Every week we do this. This time I want to challenge you a little bit differently. The dicey question for this week. I'm cutting through all the bullshit. If you had a time machine, you could go back in time and give yourself 3 pieces of advice at the age of 13. 13. The cusp of adolescence. The time where your brain is probably at its most plasticity. Lindsay, what's that word? So what would you, if you could go back and give yourself 3 pieces of advice? Doesn't mean you have to take those pieces of advice, because me as a 13 was not really receptive to other people's ideas, much like me now.
Invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin.
But what about
the other 2? Yeah.
What about the crash of February this year?
What? It just crashed.
It doesn't matter. Like, even if you invest it that early, as soon as it comes out, the people that invested in it are still freaking billionaires, even with the crash.
Yeah. I guess it's different for us because Bitcoin, the internet wasn't something when I was 13.
Mobile phones were not something.
No. The idea of that, like that would be like us going invest in Google.
Invest in cassette recorders would have been what we would be talking about.
Electricity is good. All right, so invest in Bitcoin. What else would you give your younger self some advice about?
I don't think I need any advice.
Wow. That's reflective. There's Biff Tannen with his almanac.
I'm good.
I don't know. What would you change? Like, I have no regrets, you know?
All right.
Money's useful. Meet Brett earlier so we can start Fumble Through earlier.
I think we got to this at the right time. I don't think I would have had the capacity for this when I was younger.
No, probably not.
I'd have fucked it up more.
Yeah, true. Would have taken it seriously.
Yeah.
What about you, Luke?
Rubber up. Read more.
Rubber up when you're up.
Yeah.
Don't put that in there.
Read more, and probably try and save a little bit of what you earn.
Okay.
Early days, because I spent more than I earned.
Isn't that what you still do?
No.
Minis say otherwise.
No.
Minis Dyson.
I know I do. Yeah, I know I do. I do spend.
Have you got a second job?
I do. I do spend.
That's the rubber up part. It's his OnlyFans account.
Got to keep Joyce happy. No, I do spend, but not excessively. Yeah, not like I used to. Years ago, I was just stripped through credit cards, overdrafts, the lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My parents had to bail me out a few times when I was younger, actually.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's the benefit of being an only child.
Right.
They can bail you out.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I was pretty stupid with money. Yeah, and
It's interesting that we've all gone for, not so far. There's been a lot of financial things. Do you have a financial thing?
There's money. I work in the arts, so there's going to be a get better with money because
Get
there
a
is
better
none
job.
for the rest of your life.
I do. The reading more for me was important because I think I didn't really start reading properly, like as in novels and things like that, until I was at uni. In retrospect,
and even now you don't read books.
I do.
Like rule books and shit.
No, that's fine. That's dry. But no, I think had I started that earlier, I probably would have reinvigorated. You know what? It all boils down to the fact is I used to be a really good reader. Here we go. You got me now. I used to be a really good reader at primary school. Like from my age group, I was ahead of the curve kind of thing. And then I had one situation where we moved up from primary into junior school, so split a bit different back in the day.
Yeah, to Grange Hill.
Yeah, so we went into the new class at junior school, and the teacher had was quite intimidating. So, and she'd have you up individually to read to her to assess how well you read. And because I was so nervous, I didn't read all that well. So she put me down in these really
Shitty books.
thicko books. Yeah. And I just went, what's the point then?
Yeah.
And I kind of just flaked out of it for a long time. Did enough, but never really pushed it. So it wasn't until I got to uni that I started to pick up novels and go like, let's give it a go. And actually got hooked back into reading properly. I just wish I'd done that sooner.
It is sad that a moment like that can have so much impact on your life. It is because I've got one that's very similar to that. So I'll just jump in. But mine is when I was my thing would be go and actually learn how to play an instrument. You enjoy music, actually learn the theory, learn how to play, learn what makes up music. Do that sooner and it'll be easier because it's like a language. You've got to learn this language to play music. But mine was, I went to go play violin. I'm left-handed. The first thing that happened is they went, anyone who's left-handed, put your hand up. Put my hand up, my left hand. And then they went, okay, you can leave now. We don't have any left-handed violins.
Oh.
And I was done.
There's an education system failing our
that was
children.
it.
All right,
That was it.
pretty
And to
brutal.
this
Not
day-
like we'll try and teach you right-handed.
No,
hold
to
in
this day,
there.
I play the guitar right-handed. Like I very early on, but that moment scarred me. That moment was a moment where I would go back and be like, don't listen to that. You can do whatever you want. That kind of thing. What about you, Brett? What are some things what are some gems?
And I feel like I need to jump in here and be like the Justin.
Okay.
Because, Justin's always the
You
one
wanna
that
shit
has
on the
to-
Justin?
Yeah. Okay. So I need to say something crude and bitch. Yeah, there we go. Go on. Continue.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
How much of that is he drank? Oh, okay.
No, I'm just like, it was getting too emotional and everyone was reflecting and I just thought I had
So you thought you need to
I had
balance
to
it out.
balance it
I got
out
you. I
because,
got you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't feeling sorry for a lefty. Fuck them.
Ouch. Ouch. 50% of the table lefty.
50% of the table should have left by now, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I got, there's 3 things, right?
Yeah, 3
I
things.
just needed to know how much of my list I needed to cull. Practice learning, I think, was one. Practice learning, because learning was, I think, when I was going through primary school and early high school, learning was really easy for me. Things came easy. I got it. I was able to breeze through learning, and then I got
You're
to
one of them. Okay.
But then I got to senior school, and it got really hard, and I didn't do well. And
Didn't have the rigor for it.
right, so practice that learning. Get your techniques for learning. I think that would stand me in good stead throughout life, and learning forever, I think, is a really big thing. Hold on to your people. I was really good at making friends and then letting friends go and moving into new friendship groups and not holding on to the people that were close. And I think that's a regret for me of going, I've let people that I really loved leave my circle, and I probably would love to have them in my circle still. I know that takes a lot of energy for me as an introvert to hold on to those people, but there's some value there that I think I regret.
Introvert?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that classic definition of introvert and extrovert where introverts can be good at public interactions, but it depletes their tank, where extroverts, it fills their tank up. I get really exhausted being on and have to have some alone time to fill me up again.
How are you not comatose for the career pathway that you've chosen and being in that space? How have you not?
I get to sit alone in a room a lot,
Cool.
thinking about shows, doing budgets, doing contracts.
Okay.
And then I go out, I be extroverted, and I can be, and I'm very good at it, but it takes a lot of effort for me.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Does this
Give me
require
people.
extroverted?
This?
Yeah,
It does.
So does this takes a lot out of you then?
I enjoy it, and I do enjoy being with people, but I feel the strain on my energy, and yes, it takes a lot out of me.
Okay.
If I can just interject then with something else. If you do enjoy being with people, just rub her up.
Okay.
Rub her up. I think we can all learn something from that.
I don't think that was ever a problem for me.
Rub it.
You don't need
I was
to.
over rubbed.
When you're alone, Trojan's not required.
It doesn't require someone else in the room. Good practice.
And then the third one was this is the financial one. Buy 5 houses on interest free now and sell 3 of them in 10 years' time to pay off the other 2.
Yeah.
So you have somewhere to
Invest
live and
in
some
housing.
income coming in. Because, everyone, and I look at you, Justin, you bought a house young and now your houses have, gotten a lot of value, and I do not have that. I know it's a comparative market, but if you had bought 5 of them and now sold 3 of them, you'd be pretty happy.
Well, financially you would be happy, but there was an inverse. Like I watched you go off and live a life while I stayed at home, toiled and bought a house. So, because that's part of me, like going, you need to not
interest loans, interest-only loans.
Like the 13-year-old advice that I would give myself is don't be on a track. Like actually feel out some time for yourself, and while you're young, because you're only young once. Don't rush into adulthood.
I mean, that's a very good thing because we're so busy, especially working in school now as well, that you are really good at telling people that you got to pick a pathway out so early on.
Yeah, it's terrible
And
advice.
the amount of stress that it gives
It's
young
terrible.
people is crazy.
How can you know when you're 15 what you want to do for the next 50, 60 years?
Well, you won't, but the thing is, you won't know. That's the thing. I mean, everybody
you can
knows.
know what you want to do for the next 5.
You know, like 7. Is it 7 career changes in a lifetime
more
now
than
on
that.
average? I mean, like, so whatever you choose to do now, you're not going to be doing it later on. The likelihood is. So back in the day, that's the things I used to get into a lot of strife, I guess, in conversing with my parents about this. Is their mentality from their generation was you get a job as a profession that you can do for the rest of your life.
Yep.
There's stability,
in that
security, and that's it. And
loyalty to the company.
And that was right for them at that time. It's been nothing been like that for absolutely decades now. This is a very difficult question, I think, as well, because the question that you've chucked at us, because it's easy to be flippant about it, and I was a little bit with my 3, because a lot of the things, like Lindsay says, no regrets. And the thing is, I have regrets, but those regrets have led me to where I am now. Those mistakes, those poor choices and everything like that. I'm sure
I want to go into that later, but I want to hear your other ones first, because that's where I was going to go afterwards, because this is, I'm finding this fascinating.
Pause it here, and here we go.
Yeah. Well, they were my 2. The first one is learn music, learn your passions. So really delve into that. The second one would be, don't feel like you need to be on a path. Don't feel like you're railroaded into this thing that goes on. Meander. Like, take the time when you're young to meander, because I'm now old and I don't have the ability to meander anymore. I'm
going to interject now.
Yeah.
When take the time. Just take the time to meander. Not when you're young. Just take the time to meander. We started a fucking podcast in our 40s and close to 50s, and it's the best time I've had in a long, like, from memory. Just do the thing that you enjoy, because it's not about money. Like, as much as we talked about money, it's about enjoying your time on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
It's funny how none of us really, though, spoke about the podcast and money. Like, I mean, I mentioned starting it earlier. Well, meeting us earlier was more my thing. There's a big age gap between us, like 10 years, I think.
Just easy, right? I know we're saying we're all young, but just easy.
7 years, whatever.
Have you graduated yet? No, just
it's one of those things that, like, hang on, go through your third and then I'll come back.
I'll dangle the carrot in there. Fuck it.
I will. Yeah, this is part of my whole thing.
Hey, whoa.
Cock tease, go for it.
And I genuinely, for the third, all of mine are in the same vein. Like, meander, have fun, go for your passions, do the things that make you happy. And I think the other thing was, for me, always remember the thing that gives you that internal smile. Because sometimes I feel like as I've gotten older, I've lost that moment where I just walk around and I'm smiling from the inside. I'm not smiling from the outside in. There is that happiness inside. I remember very distinctly walking through the city, and somebody once told me, don't walk so fast and look up. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And then I was like, it just made me happy. And I was like, that's the moment that I'm like, why is everyone in a rush to be here in this moment? Don't forget the moment you're in. You're always on this journey to go somewhere else. Live now. Live this moment.
So that's related to your first point then, right?
Yeah, they're all, it's all about regrets of not living when you should live, always wanting the next and the next and the next.
Being in the future rather than in the present.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a present, because it's a gift.
Oh, God. All right, Lindsay, canker it.
So,
Carrot, please.
the reason I say no regrets is there is things I did not like about my life. Like, I did not have a lot of friends growing up through high school, all that kind of stuff. And I've had all those hard times. And through that kind of thing, they were the tough times that forged me into the man I am now, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have not studied to do the job I'm doing over the last 17 years. It's hard work, climbing my way up through the thing. But, like, I don't think there's any of that that's bad. Like, I don't think I would want to rob myself of what I have learned from that privilege.
Of the pathway.
Yeah. And that's like you're saying, like, you two have obviously I'm talking to the Howe brothers here, very different lives. You meandered early on and you had bought the house. But if you meandered on, would you still be with, would
my life be where it is now? Would you still
be with the wife that you met in high school? And,
I can't answer that
that's
question.
the thing. Like,
I would probably say yes, but the idea of it is
it's like one of those Freaky Friday kind of
sliding doors.
But the idea of
Sliding
it
doors.
is
Freaky Friday, they switch bodies, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be in Justin's body.
Oh god.
Who hasn't?
Joyce.
Rubber up. I think for me it's not a holistic lifestyle change though. I think the piece of advice that I would give is like I'm happy with what I did. I'm happy with the pathway that I went. But there are moments where I could have gone, you know what, instead of saving that money and then spending it on something that is fiscally responsible, go on a holiday, go somewhere and have an experience that you haven't had before you hurt your back. And then you can't move and your body becomes old. And now it's going to be a real struggle to go skiing. And you've never done that before, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like there are moments where I was like, you know, the responsible thing to do. Because if you look at my life and you stamp my life in its description, I live in the 1960s. Like, you know, I have a life that is very reminiscent of you talked about one job. I'm in the one job. We talked about stay-at-home wives. I've got a stay-at-home wife. You know, it's so all of that kind of stuff. But there are moments where I was like, I have to do this because that is the fiscally responsible.
That's the expectation
that's
of society.
That's the way
family,
it should be. You know, that's the thing that you have to do. And then, you know, and I think rather than that, now as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, fuck it. Spend the money on action figures. Spend the money. Take the pictures. Who gives a fuck?
We should. This is content in itself.
Talk about
right?
your dick pics, mate.
What?
Like
amongst the action figures, they make the action figures look big.
Talking about things that you guys wish you could do, right?
Part of it's not just wish I could. I would, you know, if there was more on my list, it would be do what you did. There was a big point when I was in high school that went, I want to do drama. And I know I don't know what that career is, but I love this thing and I'm going to do the thing I love, not the thing that will earn me money. If I wanted to do the thing that earned me money, I would have been a doctor or a mechanic or whatever it needed to be. But I love doing drama and I made a decision really early to go, I'm going to do the thing I love, not the career.
Okay.
And let that come.
We're middle-aged, right? So that means halfway.
Yeah.
Can I say
Hang on, how old are you?
I'm 36.
So you think you're going to die at 72?
No, but whatever.
Okay, right,
I've
cool.
seen his lifestyle.
Anyway, well, I'm saying, okay, can we extend this? Everyone come
our lives?
No, yes, that too. I want everyone to come to the next recording session.
Why did you pause that? I want everyone to come.
Rubber up.
You guys.
All right, we're coming to the next recording session.
With a list of things that you either wish you'd do more of or you want to do and you've never done.
Ooh, okay.
I want a bucket list.
I don't know that I have a bucket list though. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You got to write one.
I don't know. Like a lot of it is things that I probably have to sacrifice
That
something
we all
to do.
Have to support each other in.
Do you know? Well,
helping.
I think it's difficult. I mean, like,
Learn how to play the guitar. That's on my bucket list. That's what I'm
there,
doing
there,
right now.
there are a lot of things I had growing up that I had expectations of that I was going to actually do or have in my life by this age, and I actually have got them all. And then some. And I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to boast about that. I mean, it's just simple things of like having a job that I enjoy and just, a kind of lifestyle that's, relatively free to do the majority of things, even with 3 children. I mean, it's relatively free. I grew up being told you'll never get a job that you enjoy. If you get a job that you enjoy, you're not earning any money. That was the attitude.
Hi, I'm Brett.
But I'm
You
like,
have a job?
Yeah, but I mean, from a fiscal point of view, I mean, I'm not earning tons of money.
But isn't it?
But that's the 60s myth, right?
Yeah.
To be happy, you need money. To be happy, you need to be in a job that rewards you.
That's right.
And that sets particularly men up for a fail, because what rewards you is a family, is people that love you, is doing things that reward you personally. And the job sometimes, I remember I did a workshop once with 8-year-olds about how to set up a business, arts, creative businesses. And my brother and my nephew did it. My nephew was 8 at the time. My older brother was an engineer, and he looked at me after 3 of those workshops and he said, I now know why you went to work even though you didn't get paid. You actually like your job.
Yeah.
And he never understood the fact that someone could enjoy going to work, that it wasn't just a transaction.
I'm not a massive massive fan of, is it Alan Watson, the philosopher? Have you ever heard of any of his stuff from back in the 60s and 70s? So I remember watching something that he was giving a lecture on. It was talking about, don't go to work.
Are you proving that you've read a book?
No, I've watched a video. Go to work to earn money. Don't make your work about earning money, because if you earn money, you won't find happiness, and ultimately you're trying to get more money to get your happiness. It's just kind of vicious cycle. Yeah. So in other words, what he was saying was find what you enjoy and get really good at it, and ultimately there'll be somebody in the world, or a group of people in the world that will want your expertise in that area, and you will earn money from it. It doesn't have to be uber amounts of money, but it still leans into that idea of do the thing that you love, and that's what's important. When I was 14, I watched Jurassic Park. And we used to. Before that, when I was younger, me and my parents, as a family of 3, would sit down and watch David Attenborough on in the week and on the weekends and things like that. I used to love the natural world. I loved biology, loved all that sort of stuff. I loved biology at school. 14, watched Jurassic Park, and I was like, I'm going to clone dinosaurs. That shit is dope. I'm going to do that. That's for me. And that was my target right the way through up into university. Got onto a genetics degree and then realized, that's actually impossible right now. We can't do that. So shit. But that I enjoyed it, and it got me in that enjoyment and that desire to do that got me through that to that point. Then on to the next thing.
The grind of it.
Yeah. Whereas I think if I didn't have that motivation, that passion for that kind of thing, I'd have never have got that far. I was never thinking at any point about whether it would earn me money.
But that's why I'm saying, to me, this podcast is I have a job that pays me enough money to support my family, all that kind of stuff. This podcast is, if you could do anything for free, what would it be? And that's this. But what I'm saying is, let's take that one step further. There's things we want to do, and they could be dumb, they could be amazing. I reckon we experience those things together. I reckon if you want to go buy, I don't know.
Top of my list is a blowjob, Lindsay, and I'm not experiencing that with you.
Rubber up.
Had to take it there, didn't you? I knew that was going as soon as I said that. But if you want to see the Aurora Borealis,
is that the skin around a nipple?
I give up. I give up.
But the thing is, I guess we all sort of talked a little bit about money, and I reflect on my life that the older I've got, the less free time I've had, but the more money I've got. I don't feel like I have any more money than I had when I was at university, when I had all the fucking time in the world and I could pay $2 for some chips and be happy. I think no matter how much you earn, you're going to spend it. And it's not going to be, you're always going to be like, oh, I need more money. Unless you're fucking Elon Musk. But I think the idea for me that I've come to realize is that the time is actually more important than the money. The time.
Finding contentment in your situation is also important, right?
And that's the thing. If you define yourself by money and how much you have to get the things you want, then you're never going to be happy, because you always want something else, right? But if you define yourself by, am I doing the thing I enjoy?
Yeah.
Then you can find happiness in that. It's like we've been playing Call of Duty late at night. It's really, really joyful. I really enjoy it, right? It costs nothing now. It's a free game. You download it, you play with some mates, and we're spending 4 or 5 hours late into the early morning hours playing Call of Duty. It's great fun.
Black Ops or?
No, this is a Helios beer, not Black Ops.
No, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
But the big part of that is
that the one with the estate takedown?
Oh,
the level where you go to, there's a house and you got it, and there's loads of guys in
there's triple platers and shield dudes and stuff. It's not that though. It's not the game. It's jumping on with some friends
and talking shit
and talking shit and
playing some.
I used to do that. We never went online or anything like that. My mate's house. I would go around there and we would play that for hours. Just like the two of us co-op and just going around and blowing the crap out of everything.
And that's that space of Twitch that we've been getting into.
I don't know about that. So I wasn't there for that, guys.
That's where D&D got.
Sorry, you're having a baby. It's forgivable.
That's where D&D got just beautiful for me, because it was a bunch of guys sitting around and the game was a medium to enjoy each other's company, and that was
it wasn't medium, it was a maximum.
I was trying to force us into more random situations that would force hilarity, and you guys chat all over
Did you say hilarity or celerity? I didn't hear that right. What?
Something about celery.
Solidarity? Celery.
I'm like, okay, Justin wants to learn guitar. One of my things is I've always wanted to play in a band. I don't want to actually be in a band. I just want to have that one experience of playing in a band. Let's make a fucking band and we play Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Let's do it. I got a drum kit in the garage right now.
You know, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Let's compare what we've got on
we're
our
in a
list.
band.
Get the
We
Switch,
sing a
we'll
theme
get
song.
Sing 20,
True, we do
20
sing a theme
yes.
song.
Every week. There's more exposure to our band than there is in any other musical
Let's go
endeavor
to
I've ever had.
Okay, well, let's go to a convention and do it live and then run away.
And then run away. Like the Beatles.
And an alias, right?
I need some post-production.
Yeah.
Speaking of post-production, that's called a segue into a game that we should be playing.
Oh, that's right. We play a game.
Yeah, we do play a game. We have been
Oh,
talking
my
for a
goodness.
long time, and I was going, I want this to be a quick one. But no, look, we
Rubber
got,
up.
That's what
we
Sarah
got
says.
deep. Hey. So let's get back to the game.
At the peak of the noonday sun reaches its zenith. J.R. Lockwood and the Stonebirds, featuring Don John Raskin, reach the dwarven mine to find it inhabited by some pesky were-rats. Oh, gee! I've lost my spot. Oh, gee! If you want the mine back, you got to kill the orcs down the mountain. So down the dusty mountain, the newly founded quartet head to slay some orcs.
Was that Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice.
They're were-rats, remember?
So nice. I love it. Love it.
That's what happened.
You like squeaky toys?
So you guys did find yourselves moving. Do we remember what we're supposed to be doing? What the
We're
what the whole
delivering
thing?
Don John to the camel toe
Yeah.
mine
So we
to
were
take it over from the dwarves.
You did, however, you got there to find some pesky were-rats
Were-rats.
who told you a piece of information. And
The
what was that
dwarves
piece of
have left.
information?
Dwarves are gone.
Yep.
We can go.
No.
No.
What you jumped on was the fact that they said they have been usurped from their own place at a place called Connorberry, which is about 5 miles sort
Down
of
the mountain.
Yeah. So it's a little bit away from.
Did we decide
where
to
you are.
go
Yep,
down the
I
mountain?
think we did. We're going to go knock on the door and go, Sarah Connorberry.
And where we left, you had gone outside, grabbed your weapons because the were-rats. Remember, you had that really great diplomatic moment where you walked inside amicably and spoke to them.
that doesn't sound like us. What are you talking about? That's not what happened.
Moradius doesn't trust these were-rats. And
No one does.
You
Brett
may,
doesn't trust these were-rats.
well, you may recall
I trust them implicitly.
You may recall at Roll Up where Moradius is deathly afraid of a creature and Brett decided that would be rats. So he's trying his best to not go in and then to not be around these rats as much as possible, but he does not like them. He does not like them very much. He does not like them.
In a hut.
Sam, I am.
Yeah, that's why you got to go to Connorberry to get rid of all the barbarians and the orcs that
Why is
have
Mike Tyson here?
moved in. That was the rat you talked to.
Jolly good. Let's go down to Connorberry. We'll just slay some orcs, and then we will come back and store Don John Raskin into his mine.
Are we taking Don John
Just
to
slay
the-
some orcs? Just slay some orcs.
Just slay some orcs.
Just
I
slay-
don't know
how
why
many-
I'd stay
slay some
around
orcs.
here. Ain't nothing here for me right now till you can get these damn varmints out of here.
Nigrin, I don't know what has gotten into you lately. You have been very snippy with me, and I do not appreciate it, not one bit.
Being snippy with someone's for the birds.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to write that down.
Do you think it might be possible to have what we call a long rest before we go to the orc village?
You want to sleep here with
I
the rats?
still have a crossbow sticking out of my shoulder.
The actual crossbow.
The bolt didn't fly.
They just chucked
They chucked the crossbow at me, and that did 6 points of hurt. Just a long rest, not a overnightness or short rest.
I could heal you if you'd prefer that.
But doesn't just one of those short rests give us our hit dice back in health? And
That's true. We could do a short rest. Or we could just go wait here with the rats for an hour.
I don't want to.
You can
Okay,
find a
let's
nice
continue.
spot outside.
Just a short rest and somewhere.
Okay, well, we will start heading down the hill, find a tree, have a rest under the tree. I'll sing you guys a pretty tune.
Rubber up.
And for those people that don't know what a short rest gives you,
It gives you your hit dice back, and if I play a lovely melody, +6
perfect.
+6 what?
hit points.
Oh,
Hit
okay,
points. So it only takes about 15 minutes. What you don't get are your spells back, though.
Correct.
I'm all good.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just-
think we've actually
it's
used
just
too much
Just
today.
my health. I'm taking short rest.
Yeah, that's right, because you got smoked by a crossbow bolt.
And Joyce.
No. A crossbow.
A crossbow.
Joyce also
No,
smoked.
the bolt through the crossbow. At him. Hit him. It's inside him now. Rubber up.
Hashtag.
All right.
Short rest taken. Thank you. Oh, much better.
Couple of moments during the short rest. You've heard the name Connorberry. Any of you possess anything to do with knowledge of the local
Certainly.
area
I
or
do,
idea?
but knowledge local isn't a thing in this game.
I know,
Would it be
but
an
knowledge of
intelligence
it would be knowledge, history, maybe geography. You could use something along
Oh,
those
history. I
lines.
can do that.
What would you like? I can do anything. I'm a bard.
You pick one of those.
Yep.
It's the story of the region. So there's an intersection between geography and history.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Okay, you don't remember anything. You have a knock on.
What with my 16?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't even hear what you rolled. Actually,
It did not matter.
that's enough for both of you to know a couple of things. So, what you do know from reading about this area before you came here, JT Lockwood. I was about to call you
JR.
I was about to call you Don John Raskin. I was like, that's no brain broke.
1.9 standard beverages.
Yeah. And you're all still drinking it. What's the matter with you? Come on.
Brewery. What you do know in your research of this area is that a couple of miles south of an actual place called Connorberry is a shrine dedicated to Savras, the god of divination and fate. So the eyeball, that kind of stuff. Ever watching, fate is yours. You know that the town of Connorberry at some point was sacked by barbarians. But you know that during that sacking by barbarians that the town folk fled to this shrine. It's very famous that they fled to the shrine, taking with it all their gold, all of their treasure and everything. The barbarians then followed them to this shrine of Savras, but they never found the gold. They never found the treasure. They never found anything. And throughout the years, adventurers have come to this area with the specific idea that they're going to find this missing treasure of the town of Connorberry when it was sacked by barbarians.
I pull out my lute and I play them the story of that you just said.
The Shrine of Savras.
Have you guys ever heard of that story before? That beautiful ballady?
Ballady
When
Connorberry.
you pull that flute out, can you rub her up, please?
It's a lute, not a flute.
Lute, flute, whatever.
It's a lewd
Whatever
flute.
you're pulling out, you rub her up.
I have on my list of experiences I want to experience, find buried treasure. So let's go to the Shrine of Savras and see if we can find that treasure on the way. Yes? Good. Thank you. Let's go.
Perfect.
Apparently we are agreed.
I do like me some treasure.
Oh,
I'm all on board with that one. That'll help get that mine started.
let's get out of this open sky. We are very exposed here to flying creatures.
I certainly would like to pay back my pro-prior-teurs and make sure that they have no hold over me once I get this mine started.
Don John Raskin,
Yes.
can we be partners in this mine if we find this treasure? We give you a share of this treasure we're about to find.
I do believe
We
that,
are also-
that may be beyond my authority.
We are also, Foghorn, we are actually clearing the mine.
I say, boy.
Clearing the
that
mine.
racist.
Otherwise, your job's done. So, 50 gold is nothing for clearing a gold mine,
Well,
don't you say?
again, it's not my gold mine. It is owned by my pro-prior-teurs, and I'm just here to oversee the running of said mine. If you would like to take it up with them,
Well, then I don't
perhaps
think you need any treasure.
Perhaps you could take that up with the town council, who could put you in touch with those people who I am not allowed to name by contract.
Well then, sir, the treasure is ours, and you can just sit by on a rock waiting for us to find it, and then we'll take you to your job.
That sounds fair.
Good.
All right.
I really would like to move off the open.
We were walking and talking.
Yeah.
So are we walking through the open?
You are walking along the road
So
that is
I'll
going to
take
get
to
you
the
to
air.
Connorberry. Yeah.
I'll take to the air and keep my eye out.
And it's probably a good idea for someone to roll a percentage check to see if there is a random encounter.
Do you want me
Yeah, you go for it.
Me?
Yeah. You got the nicer dice.
I just can imagine if a dragon comes and takes you out, it's like when a hawk takes like a budgie.
Who's going to ride the
It's just like
hawk?
and then up
Not going to happen, mate.
thing of feathers.
Not going to happen.
It's a spicy meal.
71.
Oh, not
interesting.
71.
Interesting.
Oh.
Oh, are those new dice?
Oh, they are new dice. Thank you for reminding me. I bought these dice from a company that is local called Imaginary Adventures.
Oh, Imaginary are great.
In
They are
Underwood.
great.
These
Damien's
dice,
lovely out there.
Oh, those are the ones with
Personal
the
service.
little items set in
they
the middle.
have. You were with me when I
was,
bought
yeah.
these. They have little wands inside them. So these are. They actually have them. Like you can get ranger ones with little
Oh,
crossbows.
yeah, that's got
and
a full-size
bows.
penis inside it.
It's Yep, it's got your full-size penis inside this micro dice.
They also, and I missed it this year, and I'm gonna pre-order it for next year. They do an advent calendar.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Full
saw
of
them being
dice
made.
and
We actually
minis and
saw them
stuff.
being constructed.
Well, I do believe that part of the advent calendar is what I got my brother for Christmas.
I've got a Santa over there on a little jar in front of
So,
a biscuit jar over there with Santa in a dice.
Yeah.
And then Wilder saw it and said, Dad, I think you should have your character with an eagle on his shoulder inside a dice. And I went, you, my son, have a future.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I couldn't have been prouder at that moment.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been prouder.
That was months ago when Christmas happened.
Yeah.
But yes, I think we should. I'm definitely going to pre-order one of those advent calendars for next year. This year.
We've been out to have a chat to Damien, who runs Imaginary Adventures, and he prides himself on personal service, and he's a lovely
He's great.
dude.
He's really cool.
Go and have a chat. They do games regularly.
Every Wednesday night they do Pathfinder
get
Society.
out there. His shop is amazing. He's an amazing dude and does lovely things. He's just got some new T-shirts for his crew called Imaginators. He's a lovely, lovely dude. Go and if you're in the Brisbane area, go out to Underwood and say hi to Damien. He's great.
If you're American or Indian or one of our other foreign country followers, you'll just have to go on the website.
His website's great too. That's where we found him
You
first.
can earn XP, which gives you discounts.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah.
So, anyway, what did you roll again? Sorry.
71.
20.
71.
71, yes.
71. Interesting.
Nothing happens.
2 off of 69. Nothing happens.
The first thing that does happen is clouds roll over. A storm. A thunderous, rainy storm. The weather gets a little chillier. You start getting wet through and through. You know that kind of rain that it doesn't just dampen you, it soaks you to your core. It becomes muddy. There is like it's that kind of rain that is cold and miserable and it just pelts down.
Can I
And
fly
there's
above this
nothing
plane?
that you can do. How fly can you high?
How fly can you?
You're pretty fly for a white guy.
How go can you let?
Yeah, I spoonerized that like a shining
I don't
wit.
think there's any restriction on the height that I can fly as a bird.
I think if you hit space, you might be in trouble.
Yeah,
Well,
I
let's
would
find out, shall we?
I would wonder that maybe
I don't think the clouds go that high.
yeah, I think as well in an area with a dragon that's flying around at any given time, maybe not the brightest of ideas around the mountains.
My intelligence is not great anyway. So
Do you have to fly through an electrical storm to get above the clouds?
And he was never seen again. He flies through when it turns to hail because, rain starts as ice and then melts. On the
Well,
way
So it's
down.
raining blue feathers.
There's a spell I would like to cast repeatedly
Okay.
because it's a cantrip,
Yeah.
Just-
Rubber up.
so that I can stay somewhat dry.
Yep.
Prestidigitation.
Oh,
oh, that was.
I thought the bard was supposed to have like this beautiful golden. What was that? What was that bardic noise?
That's
Would you
when he-
like?
as
Would
he-
you like to explain what just fucking happened? Then,
Closing his
please?
spell book makes
I
that
would
sound.
like you to
get a
explain.
comment?
I would like you to explain yourself and this.
One of Brett's kids got a really cool mic for Christmas, and I've just been playing with it. Lets you reverberate. I somehow managed to change the pitch earlier, but I can't figure out how to do that again. Made it like really deep, and
You're
then I
the
made
IT
it really high.
professional.
And yeah,
It's probably made.
Did
by
he turn it off and turn it on again?
yes, that's what the beep boop was.
Oh, right.
But yes,
Why is it covered in lubrication?
because I didn't rub her up. But yes, I'm not going to use that because it's too hard to get to the microphone
It's
without
very interesting to control, isn't it?
Yeah.
So prestidigitation is cast upon you. You keep yourself high
I keep
and dry.
drying it off and then I get wet and then I dry it off again.
I assume it's like a warm heat that comes from the inside, so you keep kind of comfortable and cool and calm and collected all at the same time. And you start traveling along. Do you guys have any protection against the cold of any sort?
Do you have any protection?
I've rubbed it up.
Against the cold? No.
Okay. I mean, look, it's not that kind of cold that's going to damage you, but it's one of those moments there where, you know, you're going to be pretty damp. Your backpack's going to fill up with a little bit of water. There is water cascading everywhere, and it starts getting a little trudgy through here. Even you, Nakarin, as you are flying through, you start to get to low hanging kind of branches, and they're wet and they're drooping, and it gets harder for you to fly through and see those spaces, and you kind of have to fly lower and lower as you get through that foresty area. But eventually you get to a point where you think you are close, and you get to a dirt trail. And you believe that this dirt trail shows signs of the direction of the Connorberry Shrine of Savras. You also see, though, a bit of a multitude of game trails. So it's worn enough through here, which is odd because no one lives here, but it's worn enough through here that you can see that there has been movement, but there's also enough wear and tear that there's game trails through here as well. Just make a perception check.
9 for JR.
Okay, you hear something.
I have water in my eye.
I'm sharp as on a 19.
Okay. This is a moment where I, as a GM, realised that this game rule system has something called passive perception, and I probably should have used that. Just for the listeners at home, not for me at all, what would your passive perceptions be?
13.
10.
Okay. All right. A loud crack of thunder reverberates through the air. You see lightning precede it a little bit. Yeah, a tree, or it's so close that you feel like a tree may have exploded near you as this storm starts to turn a little more torrential, a little more thunderous, a little more lightning. It gets very dark. So even though you're in the afternoon kind of light at this point in time, you know, when it rains and it just becomes it's almost
like
nighttime.
Green, dark.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. Now, somebody rolled for their actual perception because their passive perception is one thing, but given this, I wanted you guys to have a look around because you think it's probably time to seek a bit of shelter.
I was going to say Nikarin's probably gone to ground.
Where you are, and you need to find somewhere because if lightning's hitting nearby, then it could get dangerous around you. What were your perception checks? Someone rolled a 16, didn't they?
19.
A 19. That's perfectly enough for Nakarin to find and perhaps hide a piece of information where he finds a cave. A small
Where
cave
do birds go when it rains?
Shelter in.
Generally on the branches. Just weather it out, I think.
I've never seen a bird in the rain. Just saying.
I have.
Do you go out in the rain looking for birds often?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he rubbers up.
Especially if it's...
Yeah, I was going to say then he found Joyce.
Yeah, what are you going to do with that piece of information?
I'm going to go and tell the rest of them.
Oh, a cave. Brilliant. Let's get in the cave.
Do you know what lives in caves?
I don't know why I bother.
Why? I love caves.
Do you know what lives in caves? Dragons.
Love it. Kill the dragon. Everything's done.
It's only a small cave.
Good point. Let's go.
All right. And you start moving towards the cave?
Yes.
Yes?
Come on,
Indubitably. Yep.
to the cave. Let's
Okay.
go.
Not so enthusiastically.
Way too
Well, that's why I gave you the opportunity of hiding that moment that there's a cave. But yes, you get to the outside of the cave. Who's going in first? Who's going to be the brave
Radius
one?
will head on in.
Maradius, you breach the entrance of the cave walking inside.
Radius
You've got
rubbers
dark,
up and
you've got
breaches
dark
it.
vision
He
as
doesn't,
well?
but he will light a A torch.
Okay. Well, you call it a torch, I call it a silhouetting light against the cave entrance. So you breach inside. This cave has seen animals in the past. As a matter of fact, inside here you can see sort of some rabbits hunkering down and trying to get their way. Yes, you could go that way if you like. That would be an easy dispatching if that's what you want to do. But otherwise, it's a very small cave. Actually, it's a perfect cave for you to spend the night
Just
in and
need
maybe
a little
get
alcove to get dry with a fire at the mouth of the cave.
Yep.
Keep us dry, cook a hot meal, get on our way in the morning.
Yep.
Nikon, are you cursed by any chance?
I can't remember. Am I actually cursed? I don't think I am. It's a bloodline thing. I wouldn't call it a curse. It's not a curse, is it?
Oh.
No, it's not a curse. No, I'm just thinking, like, is it considered?
See,
I was just going to make fun of you.
This is the Woody Allen moment of Nikon that I would have loved to. Am I cursed? What do you mean, curse? Is it curse? Oh, God.
How dare you? Good day to you, sir, I say. Good day.
What is with him, Meridius?
Well, he didn't storm off very far. It was 3 steps to the mouth of the cave.
All I was going to say
shaking and like
is for a bird, he has to spend a lot of time underground of late, and his child's just trying to, break the ice because he's been in such a foul mood.
Yes.
Foul mood.
Very clever, Julius Regina.
how long have you been waiting to get that one
That
out?
one literally just came to me.
And the night passes. You may have some rabbits for dinner.
Great.
You may have a long rest if you would like it. But the mood in the cave is damp. It is wet. It is cold. It's a bit miserable.
Except for me.
There's probably enough shelter in here that if you do want to light a fire to keep warm, you could do that. But it gets really smoky really quickly because all the firewood's a bit wet by this point
I
in
just
time.
prestidigitate us all dry.
Yep.
Fire at the mouth of the cave. Let the smoke go out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, sooner or later, water starts sort of pouring into the cave a little bit, as in just from the outside, but it's not enough for it to be dangerous, just uncomfortable. And the night passes, but it passes okay. If you could just give me a save around your fortitude, your constitution, please.
Oh, that's not good.
I think mine might be worse.
As a matter of fact, though, because you were prestidigitated dry, however, you may get advantage on this.
Oh, I like advantage when I rolled a natural 1.
That's more like it. There we go.
I regret that
I
decision.
rolled the exact same thing each time.
All right, what was the lowest?
Nikon got 21.
23.
11.
Okay. Even on an 11, you're miserable. Your hair's a bit more floppy than you would like it to be. And your prestidigitation is working, but, you just feel greasy. That like wet. It's
Moist.
Yeah, just moist.
Greasy.
The rain continues. It's incessant at this point in time. The thunder is gone. It's passed over but it is still pouring rain. And you've only got a little while longer to get to where you need to go.
We should have laid Radius across the doorway like
Like a
a
drafting
wall.
scooter. Yeah.
like a
dam. Like a stone dam.
Very funny. Yes, very good. Very
Anyway,
good.
that
Very
was-
clever, Julius.
that was out of character,
Very
but
well
it
done.
was-
Very well done.
How droll.
Anyway,
Yes.
let's continue.
Good.
Let's go kill some orcs.
In the rain,
Sorry,
let's go.
find treasure, then kill orcs. Treasure first.
Well, if there's a shrine, there might be a temple which would be housed.
God damn it. It is wetter than a... Oh,
No, do not finish that sentence.
Why not?
Ladies present.
I was going to say a fish in the ocean. There. Anyway,
Is the ladies present?
all right. Let's go get this done.
Ooh.
Eggs.
You follow the old trail which stretches from Connorberry, you believe, to this Shrine of Savras. And it's at that moment that you open up into see a vista. A ruin stands in the middle of a vast field just north of some rocky foothills of the Sword Mountain, An old stone temple with a belfry, like a big churchy kind of, because it's a temple. There's a belfry jutting from its peaked roof. It's enclosed by stone walls, quite large stone walls, many sections of which, though, have collapsed throughout the years. The trail ends at a crumbling gatehouse, the doors to which were sundered long ago. 3 of the 4 towers that once stood at the corners of the outer walls, it's a square structure, have collapsed. Only the northeast tower remains. And even from this distance, you can see there is a figure on top of that tower, but you're in the tree line at this point from a fairly long way away.
There's a figure up there. What can you make out of that?
Can I do a perception check?
Oh, yep, you can definitely do a perception check.
14.
You see a figure.
Nikron, go see if that figure is a figure or if it's like a gargoyle or something.
No, it's moving. It's definitely moving around.
There's somebody up there in that tower.
Yeah, you think it's a lookout.
A lookout.
Look out. We should approach with care.
So,
I'll take to the air again. Nikron will fly.
If you have any spells that might buff you up, now would be the time.
I get my message stone out. Nikron, you should go kick the lookout off the top.
You don't believe Nikron even looking at this. Like it's in a field, so there is no cover between this point and getting down there. You go there, even taking to the air. If you're going too high, you're going to get spotted.
JR, there's a massive kill zone. That's a 100-foot kill zone between here and the temple.
Yeah, and
is there a way that
the guard you would assume is on lookout for flying creatures because there's a big white one in the sky. That's
but I at range, surely I just look like a seagull.
A really big an albatross at least.
How would they know?
Just
how would
really
they know
close.
Because you're massive.
Yeah, but I could be just a bit closer than they think. I'm just a bird flying in the air. No,
I think we should
thought
let them give it a go.
That was worth a go.
I reckon we let them give it a go. I reckon we let the dice decide. We fumble through.
I think that's a good argument, Your Honor.
Well, I could dress as a priest.
Are we sure they're hostile?
No, that's what I'm saying. I could dress. We could approach.
Don John.
There are gaps in all the wall. Like there are whole parts of the walls that have fallen down.
We could get through on the ground with a bit of sneak.
Yeah, you get like the towers have fallen. They've got holes in them. They're very. Remember the crumbly part of Winterfell?
So if we wait for a lightning strike, we should be able to get to the walls over there and then sneak through the rubble to the left and then slowly make our way through the rubble to see what we can see. I think there's some reconnaissance on the ground. The air may be a little exposed.
So can we stealthily walk through, move through?
No, you had.
Stealth is going to be there is no cover. So you've got to figure out how you are going to approach that side. So the only tower that is working, if you're looking at this structure, just imagine a square wall, so tower at each corner with a gatehouse in the middle.
Okay.
As you are looking at, it's the tower at the front corner to your left-hand side that you're looking at. That is the tower with the figure on top. All the other towers look like they have various states of crumble, ruin, and decay about them. The main front wall, mostly intact. You can see that there was a portcullis that once was here, but it's sort of lying sidewards and there's a big gap in it. However, there's another portcullis at the back of that you can see is actually covering the gate and it looks a little rusty from where it is. So there was, it's like, they've got that 2 kind of portcullis system. So you get a kill zone. The second one is actually shut solid from here. The walls are about 15 foot high. Where they are intact. So the tower is 20 foot high. And then beyond that, you can see that the one thing that is mostly intact is the house or the church or the temple of Savras that would have been in the center of this. Its arched roof is about 40 foot at its peak. There's 2 levels to it. So there's like a big cathedral section and then like a cross. It's like in the shape of a cross. The outer areas are a bit lower at 20 foot high at their peak, but then there's a big bell tower.
Yeah.
If we want to get a little bit closer, if we think they're hostile, I could cause a distraction over there somewhere. And when they all look that way, we don't think the other way.
These are the people who came here for shelter, just sheltering still all this time past.
Can we take a perception check to see if I can see?
No, what you do know is the were-rats used to live here. And they got kicked out by orcs.
Could be orcs.
That's what I was thinking.
Can I take a perception check to see if the guy that we're talking about on guard is actually an orc?
Yep.
I look with my eyes closed.
Eyes wide shut.
Just out of interest, what level are you people? No, nothing. No
3.
Okay.
I'm going to have a look too, Justin.
Oh, shit. I got level 5 here. I'm joking.
22. to see if it's an orc up there.
Nice.
Yeah, it shambles. Its frame. It's got a very orc-like gait.
Of course, it's an
To
orc.
it.
How far away is it again?
You've probably got about 100 feet between
In range for me then.
between here and there of open ground. But it's a triangle because it's up in the air.
I mean, if we get closer, I can try and sleep it.
If we could stay where we are, I can firebolt it.
I can throw a javelin at it.
I can light your javelin on fire.
You always light my javelin on fire.
Rubber up. And then it won't be on
That's going to be
fire.
the title of the episode.
Rubber up. All right, we are going long, people.
Go
We're going
along.
to take this.
Rubber up.
All
Okay.
right, let's go. So what are you going to do? It's time for action.
The idea was to take out the orcs, right?
The idea is to clear this area so the were-rats can come back in.
All right, so I'm gonna take the initiative and I'm gonna chuck a firebolt right at this
Just before you do,
trait.
Too late.
philosophical question. Between a were-rat and an orc, who do you think is the more evil?
Don't care.
Off you go then.
Are you saying we should kill them both?
I'm saying I don't trust the were-rats. I don't like orcs, but I've also known... No, orcs are shit. Let's kill them.
Besides, there might be
Orcs
treasure here.
is orcs, right?
Yes. Well, yes, treasure, but... Oh, well, carry on. Just had a little bit of a conscience for a moment. I'll put that aside and carry on. Hello.
Natural 20 on the roll for the firebolt. Not that I needed it. That's a 24 in total to hit.
Natural 20 always hits, and it's a critical. You are obviously in range at about 100 feet.
It's 120 foot range.
120 foot. You get to do your critical damage. Thank you.
So that's
Your critical
twice
damage.
the damage.
Double.
7 plus 7, so 14 points of fire damage.
14
Ooh.
points of
Pachow!
fire damage. Now, you wouldn't believe it.
Sniper.
It is 14
14.
in total.
1-4.
total.
In total.
Phew. A firebolt catches the orc right in the shoulder. However, you are aiming for its neck. It misses by mere inches, getting the fleshy part of the shoulder, almost rendering its arm inert. However, the orc stays up. Everybody else gets a chance to do something right now.
Moradis will throw his javelin at that orc.
Okay. You can manage the 100-foot distance.
Well, the range says 30 foot / 120 feet.
Okay, which
What?
means
Wait.
you're a couple of increments and you get
Before
negatives on your
I,
throw.
do it, I'm going to slap him on the ass and go, you can do it. Bardic Inspiration, 1d6.
You say butting.
Buttic inspiration.
So 1d6 to the
Nice.
hit or to the damage?
To the hit.
Great. And is it... Don't worry about it.
What?
I rolled a 3 on the 20, plus a 4 on the 6.
Yeah, and you're probably going to get what? 3 range increments out? Is that?
Oh, is it -2 per range
Yeah,
increment
yeah.
like normal?
Yeah. So, yes, I would say that wouldn't be.
Look, D&D 5e, I was enjoying you until that roll.
I wonder if
Hang on,
it's
so-
not neg2 and it's just disadvantage.
It's the disadvantage, I think.
But
So
then
that was a surprise round,
between
so-
1 and 4 range increments, there's no difference.
Oh.
Was that a surprise round?
Someone can look that up at some point.
So
and
do
let
I,
me know.
can I get a bonus action to do another spell?
No, that is your surprise round. So you started. This is the surprise round because obviously.
And are they flat-footed, or is there any disadvantage for their armor class or anything like that?
yes.
Because I do get to with the Bardic Inspiration and a 12 to hit that guy.
Yeah, not enough because there is crenellations and walls. There's a little bit of
Right,
cover,
cover.
there. You know, yes, you do catch them unawares, but it's not enough that you would actually hit with that javelin. And what are you going to be doing yourself?
I use Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, so that's your go. I think we need initiatives, people.
What about our companion? Is he not taking any action?
Oh, he was told not to.
Don John is not part of the party.
No, you get no treasure.
There's no treasure.
He was told to go sit on a log, if you recall.
Little bitch.
20 on the initiative. For
That's why
Nycrin?
Don John's been a little less voracious and vocal because he's a little put out, to be honest.
Are you ready for numbers, Justin?
Yes, I am ready for numbers.
20 for Nycrin.
10 for Moradius.
5 for JR.
Oh, that's nice maths going on there. Doubles in reverse. Halves, I think that's what they're called.
On a stellar roll of a natural 20, thank you for these new dice, but the orc goes first. The orc looks like he is entirely staggered, not doing so well, out of game, his 1 hit point that he has left, but it is enough for the call to go out, and you hear him screaming off the top in Orcish.
Translation: rubber up.
You also see at that moment some figures that are moving behind the portcullises. They come a little closer to look through those front gates a little bit, and the first thing that you notice is a hulking giant. You might know this creature because it's quick to temper. Its rage is well known throughout the animal kingdom because there is at least one ogre in there.
Oh, orcs and ogres.
Well, that's useless.
What's she called?
Joyce. And that brings us.
You know, you can make more than just the 3 same jokes the whole session, right?
Nope. Why? When they're that good, why would you?
Because they stopped being that good.
Maybe for you.
It's the rule of threes, isn't it?
That's
Isn't that
right.
what the rule of threes is? Make 3 jokes over and over again. Nacron, it is your go. So you know that there is the alarm gone off. There is some frantic motion that has happened. They are aware of your presence, the number of which you are very uncertain.
But I can see an ogre?
You can see an ogre pass by the portcullis. So he's not there.
Who can I see that's in full?
Same guy.
Same guy?
Same guy is still standing up.
Firebolt him again. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 is a hit.
Okay, let's go. Eskimo. For a grand total of 9.
9 points of damage is enough to take the 1 remaining hit point that he has. You fire straight through his neck this time and he falls the 20 foot down the tower.
Poor guy.
Hitting every rock on the way down with his stick. I was trying to be graphic. I made another joke.
There's a National Lampoon's movie. It's like bang, boom,
Yeah.
bang.
Like when Homer fell down the cliff. Anyway.
Cool.
Yes. So 1 orc dispatched, and that brings us down to Moradius. What are you going to do?
How far?
About 100 foot.
Yeah, Maradius is going to try and find a big rock or something to hide behind, and will hide behind it.
Okay.
Get some cover.
Perfect. It's more trees than rocks in this area because it's the edge of the forest. And for you, J.R. Lockwood.
I'm going to hide behind the big rock that's hiding behind the tree.
So you hide behind Moradius. Round done. You guys can hear a din, a turmoil, a sense of movement, and organization starts happening behind the giant walls of the tomb now, I guess is the correct word, of the Church of Savras, as orcs start milling and moving, and you can see snippets of them as they pass behind those. I said like there's rubble and there's gaps and stuff. You can see them moving behind there, but they're taking up some type of position.
Do you speak their foul tongue, JR?
No.
How about you, Nacron?
No, I barely speak my own.
Nacron, it's your go.
I'll take to the air. I can't see anything, can I? Nothing's moved its way.
It depends how high. No,
I'm not going to go too high.
You get a sense of movement.
I'm just going to go 50
foot
foot up. And I'm going to basically wait until something.
Okay, so you're 50 foot in the air, 100 feet away
Okay.
from them. Do that triangulation for me. We can return sign.
I'm going to. So I'm going to do 2 movements. I'm going to move a little closer as well. I'm going to move 50 feet closer.
Okay, so you find yourself at a 45-degree angle looking into the area. And you can see a couple of orcs moving outwards, javelins in hand. You can see some of them are carrying some weapons and they're readying up. There is probably at least half a dozen of them that you can see, but the more alarming sight is the sight of the heads of at least 2 ogres
Head. Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. It's with you now.
over the top, because there's still walls there that are covering and obscuring and all that kind of stuff. So,
jolly good.
But there's probably more than half a dozen orcs in there and at least 2 ogres inside this place.
Cool.
All right, what are you going to do, Maradius?
Are we letting them come to us? The bird has flown forward.
I mean, I guess so.
I feel like I need to go and protect him as he...
It doesn't look good.
I don't think he knows how to use those message stones still.
You had some...
Knock. A stone hits you on the head.
With a note written on it.
A note written on it.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
Maradius, you amazed me earlier with your obvious intellect in battle situations. So I am going to take your lead on this one.
I would suggest we let them come to us.
Me too.
You could taunt them to bring them into that zone.
I could light
and
up...
then we could throw things at them and shoot them.
Do you want me to light up the area?
Okay. There was that thing you did where you made someone feel bad about themselves.
Yes, they need to be a little bit closer for that.
I see.
No, we got that wand recently. I could do that.
As you wish.
Yeah. As you wish. I'm going to pull out the wand of pyrotechnics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to lean out from behind Maradius and fire it dead into the center of where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to create a harmless burst of multicolored light at that point that you can see up to 60 feet away.
Okay.
Can't see it.
That seems really dumb.
Tell me when it's done. I can't see it.
The burst of light is accompanied by a crackling noise that can be heard up to 300 feet away.
Okay.
I can hear it, but I can't see it.
All right. Just enough to attract a dragon.
Yikes.
It's good that sound can travel faster than light.
Yeah,
Further than light. Yes, good. Maradius is going to hold and react. If people come out into the zone, he's going to then make a choice.
Wait, did I scare any of them?
It doesn't seem like anyone's scared.
I would be scared if I am approaching some unknown enemies and suddenly a giant firework went off behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Spoken like a true bard.
They all went blue,
do you want me to
red, green.
It would have gone through the portcullis. The problem is they know you're here, so they're expecting, and wizards aren't something that they're not used to in this world.
I have a hat.
So a wizard hat.
Yeah.
It's a wizard hat.
Yeah.
He double negatived. So wizards aren't something that they're not used to.
Oh God, my brain broke.
Helios.
All right, so we get some fireworks that go off, bang, crack, bang. Most of it is behind walls, so you can't actually see people's reactions to this anyway. So
I was hoping for someone to go, oh!
you can't hear or see that. They're 100 feet away. And then you...
But sound travels 300 feet,
I'm waiting
apparently.
to see somebody, and if I see someone, I will react.
Yeah.
Thence.
And you couldn't hear that over the sound of the 300-foot worth of noise anyway. It's a very specific radius of noise.
I don't understand the light thing.
It's there. All right. I put this off, but I can't any longer. 2 ogres step back to get an angle at you over the top of the wall. They look up at you.
How can they see JR from there?
No, you.
Yeah, no.
Flying
I was just trying to.
Flying
I was trying.
I know what you were trying.
I'm glad you did that because, the audience don't know who you are when you say
that's true. I was looking straight at him. And you also see...
Don't you point at me, Justin.
You see orcs hunkering down in covered spots around the area, like even some of them are outside doors and that kind of stuff. And you feel like this isn't their first rodeo at getting invaded into their stronghold.
They look prepared.
They do look like they have done this before. However, the more pressing matter is the matter of 2 javelins which are speeding towards you.
Okay, let's go.
One increment out. Now, did anyone look up the rules for incremental change?
I'll have a look at it.
I think it's disadvantage of -4.
For disadvantage
with -4. Okay. And I will give them some disadvantage on that.
I was only joking. It's fine. Go with the original rules.
No, disadvantage seems right.
And it's dark.
At this point in time. the best that I get is 10.
Not enough.
So you see 2 large-sized javelins. These aren't the petty small javelins.
Like tree trunks.
These are big, solid things that are going to do
Like
a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They're going to skewer you.
Yeah.
And then they're going to eat you, little fishy. But that's all you see that happens.
Cool.
And the orcs continue to move.
How far away are they?
Behind. 50 foot from
50.
you.
Just
Yeah.
50.
You've covered the gap. So you're about 50 foot in the air, 50 foot away.
Yep.
Okay. That brings us to your go, Nacron.
Okay, how many of the ogres can I see?
2.
Kill them first.
So I am going to move to within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. So you move up, getting in even closer. So don't forget that as you move up, the angle exposes you to more and more of the creatures behind the walls, because the 15-foot high wall is giving you cover versus them. It's stopping you from seeing them, but it's also blocking their ability or your
ability. Are you sure? I don't know if you've got your angles right there, Justin.
Just
on reflection, then I will stay where I am.
Yeah.
For now. And I will just fire off another.
Remember, in 5e, you can move, shoot, move.
Oh, 'tis true. 'Tis true indeed. I will move then, in that case. Thank you for that. And I will.
Clearly cheating.
My feathers will.
Collusion, Your Honor.
I mean, car!
My feathers will puff up. Puff up, an iridescent blue light surrounds me, and I will direct my spell towards whichever one of the ogres is nearest. I'll let you decide that, requiring a dex save of 12.
Ooh. A dex save?
Yeah.
At -1. Requiring a 12 and rolling a 13.
No! Meets it, right? So hang on, do I win that then?
No, meets it, beats it.
What? Okay, so let me roll. Okay, so I just cast Agonizar's Scorcher.
Oh.
So you get half of this damage.
Joyce says that.
It's 14 in total. You get 7. And I'll move backwards. Going, shit.
How far do you move backwards?
My full movement's 50, so...
Okay. So you shoot from there,
I moved up. So I was 50 feet away. I moved 20 feet in. I'm going to move 50 feet back out now.
Yeah, you move 50 feet in.
Because I guess when I've gone in by the... Huh?
You moved 50 feet in when you first moved in.
No, I said I'd move up to 30 feet. 30. I thought I said I'd move up to 30 feet.
Ooh, I remember 50.
All right, cool. 50 in, 50 out then.
Okay.
So I literally was 20 feet.
So now you're in line with these guys.
Okay, so, but I'm back out again now, same distance. But did I see what else is in there?
Just the orcs and the ogres is what you saw.
Just 2 ogres still?
Yeah, is all you could see. And
Lovely.
you can really only get a good beat on them because their height
Yeah.
allows you to see them a little more over the top of the wall from the angle that you were at.
Cool.
Okay. That brings us to you, Maradius.
Can I see those ogres now that they've thrown a javelin? Is their height?
They're behind walls. So
I lit them up as well, by the way.
From where you are, no. They're smart enough not to have come out of their cover, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, you can't, Nykron would be able to communicate. They're taking up a position where if you came through one of the breaches in the walls, they'd be able to smack you.
Did you kill them all, Nykron?
Not yet. They're rather warm.
I'm waiting to see one, and a javelin will be thrown should I see one with a clear view.
Okay. And you, J.R. Lockwood.
I shoot another firework in there.
Something useful, please, JR.
And then you hear, yay! New Year's Eve.
Are they all Scooby-Doo?
Yes. Nacron.
Back to me again. Are they not having to go?
No. Yeah.
We got nothing to... Either we run through 100 feet of death to be hit by ogres.
But hang on, they threw a javelin at me when I was at the same distance. Can they not see me now?
No, because you moved backwards.
Hang on. No, you said I moved 50 forward, I moved 50 backwards, exactly the same distance, so they can back where I started.
Yeah, and when you first started, you only saw an ogre move past the portcullis. That's the only inkling that you got. So when you were back with these guys right at the beginning, the only reason why you knew there was one ogre is because he moved across the gap. When you moved up into 50 foot into the air and then 50 foot forwards, you got a a right, like a 45-degree angle straight down into the compound.
I'm still in the air though, right?
You are, but you've moved further. You're at a 60.
Justin, did you hear the bit where Luke was moving forward, shooting, and then moving back?
Yeah, he's moved back in line with you guys now.
No, he moved forward, shot, and moved back to where he was.
Which is where you threw the javelin at me. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear that bit?
Yeah, no, I thought you had moved and then, sorry.
No.
Yeah, you would have gotten
Happy to translate, fellas. No worries.
Yeah, you would have gotten a good idea of that there are orcs that have taken up covered areas that are covering, so there are doorways and gaps and stuff, and you can see, there's movement inside of that. But, again, you can't see more than that half a dozen, but you get an idea there's more than half a dozen orcs in there. And then 2 ogres have sort of taken position on either side of sort of gaps in the wall.
Okay.
So that if somebody walks through, they're going to smash them.
So are they not going to throw anything at me now?
They are going to throw stuff. Cool. If they can see you, there is two more javelins that are coming at you. Fuck off.
So I did look up that range thing, Justin.
Yes.
The first number is without penalty. The second number is at disadvantage. Anything over the second number is a fail automatically.
What do you mean the first number?
So there's 2 numbers on your range, 30, 120.
Okay. Yeah.
First number, easy throw.
Everything
between the first number and the second number, disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
After the second number, no chance.
That's amazing.
All right. Good thing I rolled a 19 on the disadvantage roll after I rolled a 5. None of them hit you again.
Cool.
Unless an 11 actually hits you.
So I'm going to do it. No.
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
think so.
it does not.
You're around 17, I think.
Okay, so same gig. I'm going to fly in, 15.
Yep.
Nearest ogre, dex save 12, please.
Okay. Dex save 12. Something different's going to happen though.
Oh, is he ready to action or something they're similar of?
Fails.
Okay, let's hope I roll better this time, right? Oh, 4.
Do it, Nacron.
13 points of fire damage.
In total?
Yes.
Oh, that is a nice amount of fire damage.
Really should have rolled better than that.
That is going in there. Now,
the other about average on 24, bit above average.
The other thing that happens though is when you move to this area, you can see 2 orcs at what would be the front doors of the temple, the church or the desecrated church. They too release javelins at you.
I do a defecation attack as I see the arrows.
No, there's going to be one of those that maybe there's a definite one that swings wide, goes through the air. From your distance, it looks like toothpicks are being flown through the air, and then a couple of logs go as well. 18.
That hits.
Not so bad because it is only an orc's javelin, and that's 5 points.
Did you get closer than 30
piercing damage?
5 points.
Yes.
Did you get closer than 30 feet?
No, they rolled disadvantage.
Oh, wow. Well played, Justin. Good rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one, shite.
Yep.
Second one, good.
Good.
So I cop that one on the ankle.
Oh, the ankle. Your Achilles heel. All right, that's Nykron, and then you move back into that 50 foot away, 50 foot up. Okay. Clear in my mind now, your equidistance in front of your friends. Bold, brave, as some would say. Maradius, what are you going to do that's not bold and brave?
Maradius is starting to scout the tree line around, making sure no one's going to come from the flank while we're hunkered down here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, make a perception check.
We could flank Maradius.
He rolled a 7 to see in the trees.
Yeah, you don't see anything. Gust of wind comes. Whoa!
Fireworks have blinded me if I was 40 feet closer.
And for you, J.R. Lockwood.
Did I see any of those orcs through the...
You would have seen the javelins come over the top of the wall.
Oh.
Don't forget, this is all happening behind a wall.
How long's the grass?
The grass is ankle height.
Damn it. Ankle height for me or ankle height for Maradius?
Ankle height for you. Well, it may be shin height for you.
I'm still going to try it because it's dark, right? It's nighttime.
No, it's afternoon.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was nighttime.
It's not even afternoon. No, you went the whole... It can be whatever time of day you like, really.
Is it dark because of the storm?
So, no, not that dark.
Okay.
It's raining, though, and it's shit.
Let's go and try and stealth closer.
I think you're right, JR. You should call lightning.
I need to get closer, Maradius. I can't do anything back here.
Would you like me to run you in there?
The one thing you do know is they can't see you at this point either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on a good display.
So,
It's very unlikely they know we're here apart from those 2 fireworks you let off from our direction.
But they might assume that's just from me anyway, right?
I stealth. Natural 20
Oh,
for 24.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try and stealth.
What does that do to your
100
movement?
foot?
100 foot. What does that do to your movement? Is it halve it?
Halves it. So 25 foot forward.
Okay. You move a quarter of the distance across.
No, I'm double moving, so I'm just doing 25 foot.
Okay. Yeah, quarter of the distance across.
All right. Got it. Yep.
The open plain in a stealthy manner. Dun, 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 dun.
I was thinking more Pink Panther.
I'll take my turn now then, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Radius will run up in front of JR and provide a shielding body to
Okay.
protect him.
Are you going to be right next to him, or are you running further than 25 foot?
It was good while it lasted.
Were you trying to stealth? Did I see you go?
I don't know. Make a perception check.
60 foot. He's going 60 footing.
So you move 60 foot across. Okay.
Without stealthing.
Uh-huh. You just move straight across towards... Are you going towards the portcullis, towards the gap in the wall?
Where the little sticks were coming from, not the big ones.
Well, the little sticks are coming from sort of behind the portcullis, main gate.
Portcullis way.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're heading towards that area. There is a portcullis down, though. Don't forget that.
Good movie, that.
Yeah, portcullis down. All right. And yourself.
Are you not shooting me again?
Necron. No, not from here. That'll wait. Thank
How
you.
far away am I?
50 foot.
So I will go another 50 up. So how far does that put me
Put
away?
you 100 feet into the air
Okay.
from them. So
Ladies and gentlemen listening, you are listening to Remedial Maths by 40-year-olds.
yeah.
So
Two of which are teachers.
I'll relay the disposition of the troops within
So 2
JR.
ogres right next to the gap. So there's a gap in the wall that is on the right-hand side. So the wall is breached on the right-hand side. You can even see bigger gaps in the walls behind that you couldn't see where you were. Now that you've got an aerial view of the whole place, the walls towards the rear are probably in worse a state than they are at the front. But the ogres are sort of keeping to that right-hand side a little. So if anyone comes around the corner of that, the rubble-filled area, the ogres are going to meet them. And you can see that there are orcs in some of the doors, but they're kind of in the house at the moment. So you can imagine they're hunkered down inside windows and the house. So you still can't see all of them.
Can I see the ogre that I've been shooting at already?
You certainly can.
Am I within 120 feet of him now?
You certainly are.
Okay, so what's going to happen here is this really weird, ethereal, thin, if ever you were close enough to see, ethereal, thin red beam of light comes from my finger as I charge up and fire a natural 20.
Oh, nice. That is a crit.
For a firebolt.
Oh, whoa.
D10. Which one's that?
Is there a save versus this?
No, this is just straight
hit and damage.
Yep, hit and damage. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
You like it. That's 17 points of fire damage.
17 points of fire damage.
That's no Reggie 3.
Wowza. And so
Reggie.
what is that, just like a fire arrow? Describe that.
Yeah, so it's just literally, fire bolt. So the way I think of it is like a lightning kind of shot, but it's a flame instead at the same time. So yeah, just detonates down from. I think of what I'm thinking right now is the Razor Crest getting destroyed in Mandalorian.
What, the whole thing explodes?
Yeah, that's right. That's the aim.
So it's like a laser blast.
That's it.
Yeah. So you see this thing go down there, the ogre gets hit again through its large-bodied area because it is a huge, massive, thick.
But it cauterizes a wound.
Yeah,
Goes through.
and you see this bolt hit home and hit hard.
Yeah. So I better hope he's like Qui-Gon. Because if he's not, it'll be fine.
I think that is thank you. Please, sir, may I have another?
Yeah.
Have you had enough? No.
You moving to that sparks their ability to throw their javelins at you. So the two ogres, are going to be the only ones that really can get to you because they're a bit further forward. But they are at the edge of their range increment at this point in time. If you're any further away from the range increment, they wouldn't be able to do that. 17.
Oh, that's a hit. Shit.
Okay. No, it's not. Sorry, because I rolled a lesser number after I rolled that.
Okay.
That was a moment where my brain caught up to 4 rolls.
No, I'm going to get hit by a tree trunk.
I was like, oh, no. That's that was the first of the rolls. That was so yes, 2 more large javelins come flying up. They barely crest your height before they kind
of like run along them as they go past me.
Yeah.
Turn them around and fling them back.
I'm not a monk. I can't do that. No. That would have been a sick trick, though, right?
I don't even need miles in this game. They do their own disadvantages.
J.R. Lockwood, what are you going to do?
Seeing that Maradius is now in front of me, do I see anything yet? Or
you just see walls and sticks flying up. As a matter of fact, you're in kind of a weird zone where javelins might be flying and landing in the air, landing in the grass around you.
The distances.
I'm going to wait for Maradius to go first.
All right, Maradius.
Maradius is going to get cranky because he's been pulled out of his defensive position.
Mm-hmm. And a javelin landed in the grass right next to you.
He is raging and he's going to double move using strength to jump over the wall.
Okay. To jump over a 15-foot wall.
Well, he's going to use athletics to climb that wall.
To climb the wall.
Yep.
All right. So you're running. Can you give me an idea, Brett? So if you're looking at the front of the wall, there is a gatehouse, which is about 40 foot wide.
Yeah. I heard 15-foot wall, 20-foot tower.
15-foot walls. The gatehouse and the towers on the end are 20 foot high. On the right-hand side of the gatehouse, there is a breach in the wall that's about 10 foot wide.
But that's where the ogres might be.
That's where the ogres might be. And then the other side is crumbling kind of walls.
He's going 10 foot off the gatehouse at the 15-foot wall, trying to jump in there.
Onto the left.
Yep.
Okay. Into the intact wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or the mostly intact. While I say intact, it's still a crumbly, horrid mess.
He's going to climb over that.
Okay. So you moved 60. So you need to move 40 foot to get to the wall itself.
Yep.
Does that give you enough to climb?
60 entirely.
Okay. So 40 and then climbing is at half speed, I believe.
It doesn't say that. It's an athletics check to climb.
Yep.
I'm happy to just get to the top of the wall if that's what you're saying.
Well, the wall, you just got to manage your own movement there.
Yep, 14 to climb.
14 to climb. What do you need to climb a wall?
10. If it's got plenty of handholds.
Yeah, double movement for climbing. Each foot costs an extra foot.
Yep. So you could probably get, and look, with that move so you move the 40 foot up and it gets you to the wall. You start climbing. What's your climb check?
16.
16. So you move up, but you find that and it's not such a bad thing. You don't crest the wall. You stay on the safe side of the wall, ready to pounce over the top of it at your next move. I mean, it's probably better than standing on top and being a target for every javelin that's around the place.
Yep.
Okay, that brings us to J.R. Lockwood. What are you doing?
I am going to move up to the wall. How far away is it?
From your position,
Yes.
75 feet.
I'm going to move 50 feet because that's all I can move.
Okay, so you are now 25 feet away from the wall. You're following Maradius in.
Yeah.
Are you moving stealthily?
Not at this point if he's moving that fast. All right, and that brings us to the top of the round. What are you going to do there, Birdman?
It's you. It's the ogres.
Yeah, they're waiting for you. So they waited for you last round.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do another aerial bombardment. So here we go. Same guy. Can I still see him?
Yeah, you can still see. You haven't moved. He hasn't really moved at any distance at all.
Okay, so that's a 20 to hit.
Oh, that is definitely going to hit.
For 10 points of fire damage.
10 points.
Max damage.
Is that max damage?
On the D10, yeah.
Well, I guess you've been doing crits and stuff.
That's
so
true.
What do I expect from your max damage at this point in time? Just describe that for me as you kill him.
That's amazing.
The bead draws up, the eyes narrow, the beak slips.
Sorry, I lie. That is
wow.
That is a lie.
Wow.
That was a moment where I dangled something in front of you, and then I actually looked at the stats that this thing has. No, I was very, very, very wrong.
That hurt. That actually, I really felt that. Yeah.
Yeah, my apologies for getting your hopes up, but suck it.
Did you just say that as I'm standing on top of the crenellated wall for all the
No, I was just saying that out.
You're just dangling there and looking behind you go, you fucking what?
I didn't even want to be here.
I was just trying to think. I haven't been counting, but how much damage you've done so far, and you haven't killed a single ogre. There's
fine.
2 of them.
I'm all right. I can do this for days in the air, out of range of anything they've got. Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Something strange happens.
My fireworks have summoned the dragon.
That ogre says something to its companion. And they both retreat inside.
Oh.
You see the doors. Kind of
Why do the doors still work? If the
We have
walls
them
don't?
trapped. Set it afire.
load up, and the courtyard clears.
Do I see that from the wall? Can I look?
Yeah. I mean, there's gaps enough in the stonework that you can see through there, and you see a retreat. And this ogre is hurting. He is bloodied, and he's not looking great at all. But no, They all hunker back inside, and you can still see a couple of gaps in the wall of the actual main house where there's people, but they've even taken full cover around the corner from that as well, which is a really, really great place to try and do this next time.
We're going to have to breach and clear on all the rooms now.
Oh, check your corners. Check your corners.
Here's a question then for you. If they're readying an action in the room and I enter the room, if I do like an acrobatics roll, is there a way to avoid them reacting to me entering the room?
Fuck, read a rule book, man.
If they are readying their action,
heavy-handed.
if they're ready for you, the difference would be: do you get your action off before they get their action off? That's probably the difference. They're going to get an action off regardless.
You guys could all get your action off together.
I got this really cool spell called Thunderclap. It's 5 foot range, con save of 12. It does 1d6 thunder damage.
Yeah,
concussion damage, much like the idea of being a living flashbang.
just run in and flashbang them.
I just roll in, boom, and then